Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I didn't include any way to generate power. So that's exciting. I mean, we do have an alternator on our engines, but we're going to have to keep a close eye on this. So I'm warping ahead a few minutes, and look at how fast that's draining. That is insane. That is really nuts. So we want to burn this in 4 minutes. Okay, T-minus 37 seconds is when we start this. So T-minus 15 plus 3.5, so 18.5 seconds. Our electric charge is getting low. It will fill up. However, this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure we can actually get there because it drains so quickly while we're time warping. Like, maybe we can find some way to put it in a dormant mode? Yes. Hibernation. That's perfect. That definitely helps. Okay, so we're going to want to burn this at 15 seconds. I'm going to warp forward a little bit. Oh, look at that. It's burning no energy whatsoever. That's perfect. Okay, turn the hibernation off, comes out of hibernation, makes its burn, and look at that electric charge fill up. We can totally make this work. So we'll just finish this burn, and then once we get on the surface, then it's fine. It doesn't matter anymore. We'll get this burn finished momentarily. Okay, should be good enough. We will go ahead and put this back into hibernation. Turn the SAS off, and we are using no energy. That is perfect. Okay, so next we need to actually figure out when we're going to burn for Minmus. And I think that's going to be somewhere around... Oh, we can't add a maneuver node while in hibernation? That's a little unfortunate. Well, we'll take it out of hibernation and add a maneuver. That is a little much on the Delta V front. Okay, that's an encounter. How's it look? That is probably good enough, but I'm going to try to take it in a little bit if we can. That's perfect. Head to that maneuver node. You are not heading there very quickly. Do we have a reaction wheel in here? No, we don't. Okay, so our only reaction wheel is actually in the remote guidance unit. So I guess that's okay. We're going to need to burn this at T-minus 50 seconds. So I'm going to physics warp this turn until we are in position. We're burning electric charge during the turn, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it out of hibernation because we're going to fill up during this burn, no problem, in terms of our electric charge. We want to burn this at T-minus 50 seconds, which is actually now. So off we go. And then during the time warp, I will need to remember to put this into hibernation mode and turn SAS off so that we don't use any energy. And then once we get there, we'll just have to do our landing, but that's fine. We'll have power coming in throughout the entire landing. Like, we have plenty of Delta V to make sure our power is fine, and since we can hibernate throughout the time warps, I think we'll be okay, even without any solar panels. So that's fantastic. We'll have to see how our final maneuver node ends up over here. But we still have a fair amount of burn to go before that becomes a thing. Still another 400 meters per second. Yikes. I mean, our thrust to weight isn't amazing because we're carrying so much fuel. But we got to be able to land and come back without docking up or mining or anything. I mean, we've got plenty to do all that. There's no doubt about that. In fact, we probably have too much. We almost certainly have too much. Okay, here comes our node. We're going to be coming in a little on the low side, so we may have to do an inclination change. Oh my. That was very fast that we overshot it. Let's head over to retrograde. And I'm going to physics warp this turn, because we need to bring this on back at a very, very low level of thrust. Get on over there. There we go. Okay. Here we come. Good enough. That'll have to do. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our remote guidance unit in hibernation. SAS off. We are generating no electric charge right now, and we are going to time warp to here. Oh, look at that. Our electric charge is actually going down. I'm not sure why it's going down right now. As far as I can tell, everything is off, but something is clearly draining it. Okay, well, we managed to get here, and we've still got some electric charge. So I guess it doesn't completely take that away, but let's think about maybe sitting at retrograde in a moment. Yeah, actually, let's do it. Let's go ahead and grab our remote guidance unit, hibernation off. And I'm going to do a small retrograde burn here. What exactly does that end up doing? Okay, that does this. I'm fine with this, because we need to both get a little closer in, and we need to generate some power. So now we're going to go back into hibernation, and we're going to head forward a few minutes. In fact, let's just go ahead and warp to next maneuver. Yep, it looks like we're going to be fine on the power front. This is a 10-second burn, which should be enough to generate enough power. Come out of hibernation. We're just going to be sitting on the maneuver node. We need to burn this at T-minus 5 seconds. So I'm going to warp ahead a little bit here, and our energy is dropping. I'm keeping an eye on that. I think we're going to be okay. 7 seconds. Close enough. Okay. Our energy is full, which is what I primarily did that for. Hibernation back on, SAS off. And let's go ahead and think about when we want to do our next maneuver here. And I think the answer is obviously at this periapsis. Now we can't do that because we're currently control locked because this is in hibernation. I really feel like we should be able to do this from the ground and then feed this in when it comes out of hibernation, but whatever. We'll have to do it this way. Okay, we'll do it about like this. Then we'll go back into hibernation. Not the heat shield. There we go. Back into hibernation. We'll just very slowly, actually, come back out of hibernation. And then we'll head over to the turn. Or rather, we'll turn over to the node. That would help if I use the right words. Hibernation can go back on right now. SAS off. And I'm going to warp to next maneuver as soon as we are in position, which we are now. Excellent. We warp forward about an hour. And here we are. This is going to be a burn time of 8 seconds. So we want to do this at T-minus 4 seconds. I'm going to continue warping a little bit here, and then we're going to come out of hibernation as soon as we're ready to burn. Okay, let's come out of hibernation. SAS on, at maneuver node. And we're going to burn this now. We are now in orbit. Fantastic. That's close enough. SAS off. We'll go back into hibernation. And then we're going to need to warp at least to here, because I would like Locust Base to be on the day side. So we're going to need to warp a little bit, and then I'm keeping an eye on the electric charge, but it's coming down nice and slowly. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine as far as that goes. We're going to do another basically full orbit. Yeah, we're plenty good as far as power goes. Going to do another orbit. And then I think we're going to do one more orbit. Okay, I'm going to stop it here. And actually, we're going to do one more orbit, now that I think about it. Because we're going to be in a better position to do a burn over here. So let's go ahead and SAS on and come out of hibernation. Oh, we're still actually warping. That would help. SAS on. Fantastic. And then we're going to want to burn around here to bring us down to somewhere like this. And we want to be about here. Okay. Let's head to that maneuver node. This is not going to be a very big burn. Realistically, we probably want to go ahead and jettison this so that we can actually maneuver. And I'm going to do that. It's only 700 meters per second. I hate jettisoning 700 meters per second, but it should be okay. And we'll be able to burn much, much more efficiently now. Or rather, turn much more efficiently. So we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 7 seconds, so let's go ahead and warp ahead for that. A little bit faster. Okay, T-minus 7.5 seconds, so right now. And we'll just take a look at what that's doing for our orbit. Looks good. I can't help but notice that our energy was going down over that burn. Does this thing not have an alternator? This doesn't have an alternator. Oh my, okay. That's going to be exciting. We need to conserve energy. Okay. We're going to go ahead and warp to here. 8 minutes forward. How does this not have an alternator? It's literally the same engine that we had in the previous one. The previous stage, isn't it? No, we didn't. It's not. Okay. Right. Never mind. Ignore me. Okay, we are control locked. So we have to turn this guy back on. Add a maneuver to be something like this. That should be good enough. SAS on. I thought for sure that Terriers had an alternator on them, though. Since when do they not? That must be a new thing. Regardless, we want to go ahead and extend our landing legs while we can. And then we want to be in this mode, and let's go into surface mode. We want to burn this at 18 seconds. Realistically, I should be hibernating right now to save some electric charge. So let's warp forward to 18 seconds. So far so good. At about now, I'm going to come out so that we can take this out of hibernation. Taking it out at 20 seconds. Burning. I really feel like this engine had an alternator on it before, though. I don't know what's going on with that. Seems a little strange to me. But regardless, I think we can still maybe make this work a little bit. Like, without a reaction wheel, it's going to be exciting, but I think we can do it as long as we can get the crew inside. That's what really matters. Okay, we head to surface retrograde right now. And then stability assist, we need to kill all horizontal speed. We need to get this thing on the surface. And we need to do it quick. Horizontal speed is almost killed. That's kinda quasi-close. Let's bring it up around over here. Actually, that's probably close enough. Take it to retrograde. If I had realized this didn't have an alternator on it, I wouldn't have gotten rid of the previous stage. But, it does, so... or it doesn't, rather. So, that's a thing. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do a burn about right here. Except I can't because we're control locked. So instead I'm gonna just warp there. Okay, so far so good. We're about 3 kilometers above the surface. We're barely burning any electric charge right now. I'm going to turn off the SAS as well. Once we are at about 2 kilometers above the surface, then I'm going to awaken, and we'll start trying to come down in a little bit more controlled of a fashion. But that's 2 kilometers that I'm targeting for that. So let's go ahead and awaken this guy at about 2.2. SAS on, 2 kilometers. One and a half. About 1 kilometer. I'm cutting throttle here. We'll start up again at about 500 meters. Because that feels about right. 7, 6, 500 meters now. Okay, that was too soon. Let's just keep this at about here. Actually, we need to continue throttling down. In fact, we should just completely cut throttle at this point. We're going 4 meters per second, but we're 250 meters above. 200 meters. Okay, I'm gonna start slowing us down again. ...100 meters. 70 meters. 50 meters. 40. 30. 20. Just go into stability assist, please. And there we are. Okay, we need to conserve power. So, hibernation on, SAS off. No power usage, please. Now, it's past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to bring over Jeb and Valentina and see if we can get them home. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.